Well, there are sure signs that the crypto winter may be thawing as prices have kind of been on a tear over the past week. Now, Bitcoin earlier today breached the $24,000 ceiling. Right now, it's just slightly below that. It's getting a 0.5% gain here. We're at 23,594. It's seen gains of about 20% over the past 7 days. Ether was higher earlier. Right now, it is slightly down 1.25%. But Ether's had even bigger gains on the week, up 44%. And take a look at XRP. Now, it too was higher earlier. It's down about 1.5% at the moment, but it has seen year to date a problem, more than 55%. But all that could change on the outcome of one highly publicized court case between the SEC and crypto company Ripple. Lawyer John Deaton is very much a part of that case. He's been there since the start, representing 68,000 retail investors that hold XRP. He joins us now with Charlie Gasparino. Charlie, take it away.
John, obviously the case, if you look at some of the motions, is going in your favor, going in the favor of Ripple. It seems like the judge is siding with them on motions for discovery, on document requests, including Bill Hinman, that former SEC chairman's notes involving his speech that Ripple says is a big part of their case. And you've been right there all along since the beginning as amicus curiae. And now, from what we understand, they want you gone. They're trying to get you off the case. What happened?
Well, Charlie, thank you. And thank you, Liz, for having me back on. It's crazy times. They're reasserting that things that they've already asked to the judge. I made a YouTube video where I did a satirical mock cross-examination of former Chairman Clayton, and I infused scenes from My Cousin Vinny, and I tweeted a few things that were harsh criticism, and they told the judge that I shouldn't be granted amicus status because of that. She rejected those views, granted me amicus status, and lo and behold, now they're arguing that I should be thrown off the case.
Right. Well, just so you know, I'm not saying I agree. I'm not saying I agree with them, but they described you as violent. I know you were a Marine, but you don't look that violent. But they said that you said you wanted. There was one thing where you satirically suggested you would smack Jay Clayton, the former SEC chair, in the face, and there was what was the other one? It was the video of the mock video of Clayton, and also that you mentioned a witness for the SEC. Obviously, these are you were kidding around, right? I mean, just get that off the table.
Yeah, it was a mock cross-examination of Jay Clayton, satirical, exaggerated. For example, Charlie, Liz, I had a time where in the My Cousin Vinny movie, the judge says to Joe Pesci, "Are you on drugs?" And I remember that. And I respond to the judge, pretending, "No, Judge, I don't use drugs, but maybe I'll need them soon." They claim that I promoted drug use. They literally argued that nonsense. The judge rejected all of this.
Well, you're losing. They are losing the case. This is, by the way, Liz threatens to kill me every day. So, and I'm still here, right?
Which I'm doing something wrong, John. I don't know. You got to help.
The poison's not working, whatever it's going on. But what are the next steps in this case? I mean, we've been going around and around. It obviously has huge implications. If Ripple wins, and they can say they're not a registered security, they're not a security. A crypto. If they win,
yes, exactly.
that basically is going to curtail the SEC's regulation efforts, and it looks like they're moving in that direction. At least based on the judge's motions, what's the next step here?
Well, the next step right now, there's that Daubert motion, which is just challenging expert witnesses, and briefing next month is due for summary judgments. That's where each side tries to get a complete victory. The judge decides one way or the other, or she might decide that a jury has to issue certain factors. But you're right, Charlie. A lot is at stake because the SEC has come out and argued that the token itself, not just the way Ripple sells it, but that if anyone in the United States sells XRP, they're violating Section 5. So if the SEC were to get its way, then and deem XRP a security, the token itself, then every altcoin on the market, including Ethereum, would be in play for the SEC to get their hands on the this asset class.
I know, that's what I'm saying. This has huge ramifications. Brad Sherman told Ellie Terrett, my producer today, that he thinks that the SEC is going to win easy. He thinks that the investigation should expand, not just to this one aspect with Ripple to any like coin wallet or any sort of aspect of crypto that was trading the XRP or trades it. What do you think about that?
Well, I think that Congressman Sherman, along with Chairman Gensler, wouldn't know security if it bit him in the butt, to be honest with you. They keep saying that
you're going to get in trouble for saying that, by the way. That's violent.
Well, I know. I said but, so they're going to tweet that. Hey, think about this, Charlie. There is taxpayer dollars are being spent for someone to shadow everything I do and read every tweet I make. And if I may say for you and Liz, I want to quote someone very important who said, quote, the SEC's litigation tactics suggest that the SEC is adopting its legal positions to further its desired goal and not out of the faithful allegiance of the law. Charlie, Liz, you know who said that? That's not a John Deaton tweet. That's Judge Sarah Netburn saying it.
Well, Liz has a question for you.
John, my question involves, obviously, XRP has continued, well, let's say Ripple has continued to forge ahead. In fact, they've got a pretty decent overseas business, don't they now? So they're legit overseas. Is there any way to somehow split the difference? I mean, if the SEC suddenly says you guys are a security and not a currency, and that becomes a disaster here in the U.S., can they still continue to do business and make profits overseas?
Oh, absolutely. 95% of what Brad Garlinghouse said of XRP sales are outside the United States. And Liz, that's a great question because there's an easy win for everyone in this case. The SEC could reach a settlement with Ripple and say that early sales, when the ecosystem was at its infancy, that those sales constituted a security, but that today's XRP, it's been deemed a non-security in Singapore, Switzerland, United Arab Emirates, and many other jurisdictions. It's only in the United States being held up, and then they'll survive.
Let me just ask this, John, sort of broadening the discussion here. We were higher for most of the big name cryptos, but then there was a headline that hit earlier, just a couple of hours ago, that Peter Thiel-backed crypto company had gone bankrupt. So now you've got Celsius, you've got this one, and it makes you wonder if the SEC looks at this and is painting everybody with the same ugly brush.
Well, they are, but you know what there are, and let me make it clear, there are pump and dump schemes, there are fraud that's going on in any industry, including the crypto industry. But what you have is a few of these players who are using highly leveraged strategies, and the house of cards are falling. But you cannot paint an entire industry with a broad brush. Liz, I went on record to say I believe Gary Gensler is going to sue an exchange, whether it's Coinbase or Binance or another exchange in the United States by the end of the year.
Okay.
And what's your timetable for when they decide your fate on this thing?
Well, the judge, I have until Monday to give my response to the SEC asking that I be thrown out of the case and to the amicus status to be revoked. I'll answer that on Monday, and then hopefully the judge within a week will give a decision.
That's great. All right, we got to end it there. John, thank you.
John, thank you so much. And Charlie, thank you. Closing bell. We are 5 minutes.